Welcome back to the Pursuit of Accuracy. I'm Josh, and I hope you have come here today to improve your shooting because I'm going to try and give you 3 tips on how to improve your group shooting, and then we're going to talk about and shoot a little competition that I baked up for my guys on my Discord channel there, and that is a positional group check on how you are doing as a positional shooter. If you're at all interested in this rifle, at the very end of the video, I will give you a complete rundown on the setup, but this is a custom build by Kenny I over Desert Precision Gunworks, and this is a CZ457. So with that being said, let's throw the target camera down there. Let's shoot our first couple of groups. We'll talk about how you can improve your group shooting at home for absolutely nothing, and then we'll get into our little positional challenge. All right, so you can see the bench there behind us, and we are going down there somewhere. So this is 50 yards. We're at the Gadsden Shooting Center, and while we're on the way down here to the target, I would like to thank all of you who are subscribers of the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go and do that now. It's free, and it really helps us out a lot. Helps me create this kind of content for you, so I certainly appreciate it. Just in case you see these later, these were some groups that we were testing. You can see we had some really nice groups, and then it would kind of fall off. We've tried a couple different kinds of ammo, so that's what's on the paper. The rest of it is clean. All right, all that is set. So as you can see here, I got a pile of Tenex around me. I'm doing a little bit of testing. So we're gonna do really quick, kind of just a check on our groups and on our rifle, make sure everything is copacetic. You know, I always wanna be completely upfront and honest with you guys. Typically, you know, better equipment equals better groups. And what I mean by that in this particular instance is your optic. You know, if your rifle's capable, but you have an optic that has a fixed parallax or a parallax that just doesn't really work, you're gonna have a hard time shooting groups. But hopefully these quick tips will help you even beat that principle, even if you have a very budget optic or if you have a fixed parallax scope and you're not shooting at that particular distance that the parallax is set for. So the parallax is often called the focus wheel, because that's, you know, kind of what it does for you as a shooter when you're looking at it. Just, you know, as you're looking through the scope, it focuses it, but really its job is to keep the reticle exactly in one spot at a particular distance, no matter where your eye is in the box. So you will know if your parallax is not correct because you can set your rifle down on something like a bench, point it at a target, put your eye behind it, and move your head up and down. And if you're trying to shoot something at a particular distance, make sure that your scope's aiming at that, because at other distances it's not going to be right. But what you want to be able to do is move your eye up and down, left and right, and you want that reticle to stay exactly on the target. And I know it's very common for manufacturers to mark the distances on the side of that, but that's something that you absolutely need to test. Let's go to the top left. It said I'm just going to shoot kind of just a check up here, and we're just going to do this to kind of make sure we're good on everything. A little high. Now, there we go. Just one high. That was a little bit of a flyer. It's not looking that bad at all. 0.3 to 0.4. I think as this gets a little more valved in, that may tighten up. So let's get right into shooting better groups. And if you didn't already pick up on it, the one thing I noticed a lot of guys doing is they will fire around, pick their head up, cycle the bolt, re-engage another round in the chamber, put their head back down, fire again. If you can see, I never move my head. You don't need to. There's nothing up here to be gained or to be learned. If you're trying to see, you know, wind or things in the terrain, just back off your magnification. But if you're trying to shoot a group and you don't have to move something, don't move it. That's the best thing I can tell you, because just like with everything else, consistency is a big deal. So tip number 2, we talked about this before, but make sure your parallax is right. If you're going to shoot known distance and you're trying to see what your rifle is capable of, make sure your parallax is set 100% correct. And finally, whatever magnification level your scope is, you don't need to have it maxed out. A lot of times people are going to max them out because they want to see things better, and oftentimes when your scope is at full magnification, you're at full magnification, but you're costing yourself some clarity. So with group shooting, back it off, you know, 5–10% is max. Get that extra clarification you don't need all the magnification in the world, especially if you got something that's 20 plus magnification. You don't really need that. Here I had this dialed up. I'm gonna back it down to about 20-ish power, and we're gonna shoot one more group, and then we'll get loaded up, and we'll see what this thing will do with me behind the trigger off of kind of like the positional challenge. And I'll explain to you exactly what that is in case you want to do it at home to give yourself kind of a positional checkup. All right, so we're backed off a little magnification. We're going after that third target. I'm happy with that. You can kill yourself chasing .1s and .2s. This is a PRS rifle. If it shoots .3 to .4 pretty much all the time, completely happy with that. It does seem like it could come down a tenth, so we just did that. So we're gonna load back up some ammunitions and get right into this test. Without further ado, we're gonna drop down a row and we're gonna shoot our first one. Let's hope for the best. A little bit of breeze there. And that one snuck out. All right. Had one flyer, but other than that, not too bad. I'm gonna move you guys over here so you can see the rest of this. All right, step 2 is pretty easy. Pretty much ditch your bipod, and kind of at a weird height here. We're gonna make sure the bench is safe. There we go. And we are gonna be shooting off the bag, but standing. And we're not really worried about point of impact shift, but we do wanna note that. Pretty happy with that. We are gonna swap mags here. And now this is gonna be tough because this bench setup is weird, but I'm supposed to be kneeling. All right, we're gonna move this. We're gonna move up to here so that I can kneel. All right, so everything else, same thing applies. We're shooting 5-shot group, and we're just kneeling this time. And I broke that one a little right. All right, so I noticed those were a little low. All right. I'm not going to complain. This is my rules. Those guys had to do it. All right, this is where we're going to be on the struggle bus because this thing is just wobbling all over the place. Yep, that was definitely me. Woo! Wow, okay, so yeah, this is, I don't know if you can see this thing, but this is super wobbly, and I paid the price there. All right. The last one was rough, I'm not gonna lie. All the guys who are on my Discord, you're laughing pretty hard right now. All right, guys, as promised, the rundown on this particular rifle is that this is a CZ457. This has a Douglas 14 twist barrel. This was spun up by Kenny I at Desert Precision Gunworks. has a Timney trigger, MDT ACC chassis, it has Baker wings, MDT weights, pretty much the works as far as that goes. This is kind of a test in progress. I don't want to give you guys my final thoughts, but so far I've had really good luck with this, and Kenny's work seems to be pretty top notch. Plus, you know, he put a pretty sweet logo on the barrel for me, so I'd encourage you guys to get out there, try new things, work on different things. Obviously, this bench kicked my butt. I probably should have used a pillow bag there, but probably doesn't matter when you don't do it. And I need to figure out a way to get more stable off these lower targets like that when you don't have a lot of stability. The stuff off the bench was pretty easy because it's very solid. But when you get on something that's shaking, bobbing, and weaving, obviously it gets a lot harder. Give it a try yourself, and I hope the tips we talked about in the beginning video, I hope that those help you as a shooter. Like I said, I know everything is money, 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 new product, new product, new product, and I love new shiny stuff, and you love new shiny stuff, and we love new rim fires, and we love chasing those 0.1 groups. So I really hope that those tips help you in your personal shooting, and the best thing about them is they're completely free. I hope you liked the video. If you do, share it with your shooting buddies. Throw the video a like. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing that. About 80% of you watching this video are not going to be subscribers, and for absolutely nothing, it really helps me out a ton. I appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.